Well, let's go walking. Been walking around finally again because I've walked this land a lot since I first got here, and I've seen it change. And I've made trails, and trails have been eaten by the forest. They just grow over. And I can really see now better what I want to do. Down here below the swings, I slowly want to raise this up. I want to get rid of all this harachina, it's useless crap, and make this road so it doesn't dip down because it dips down needlessly. And or cut it up higher. But just because this road got built here does not mean it's a smart place for it. In fact, I would say it's a really dumb place for it. I'm tempted to get like 6 truckloads of sand in here or something, but you know, moving in materials from further away seems like a costly endeavor. And but I think that would connect this whole area so well. And there's a couple nice trees in here. There's a nice madrone here, but I wouldn't be losing any interesting trees. In fact, I don't like that white oak, and this black oak won't die if we fill this in. I don't think it'll die. If we bury the base of an oak, will it die? No, it won't. I predict that. We can try it, but I know oaks pretty well at this point. I need to make a detailed outline of my entire food forest farming philosophy and also forestry management, but the two go together. Because if a forest doesn't produce food, we're not going to have enough food. That's it. So this area here is called Solsticio, and it has been traditionally hard to get to and underutilized. I'm going to change that somehow. I need a master plan for this whole area here, and I need to widen roads and look for flat spots for van camping off of these roads. It's really central area. It's a nice place. It's also kind of off to the side. It's on the way to where we're going. We're going to go down to the Dimple because this is a good time of year. It's late March, maybe March 21st or 2nd or 3rd or something like that. This used to be a flat spot here. These branches need to get cleared out of here. Once I have wood-fired kitchens going up, especially if I can make them mobile, we could actually come out to places like, well, I don't need to get rid of those piles of branches, really. Actually, they're good habitat. So I do need to figure out a road through Solsticio somewhere. I do not know how that would work. I've thought of it before. I've made some long-term decisions and plans, but I don't even remember what they were now. Luckily, the way I think about things, I end up with the same conclusions, or I change my rules. I could put a road right in through here. That would be a stellar spot for one. And rather than do that, I actually need to walk around with a GPS and with somebody else who can be further away, and we can see each other and have like a flag on a pole, because it's really hard to see around here. And then we can actually GPS points and things and decide mathematically how we can have maximum access to as much space as possible with the absolute minimum of road footprint. And of course, a dirt road footprint is way different than a cement one. Although if you do either one right, then you can actually enhance the water flow rather than lose it. Down here, this whole intersection is designed totally incorrectly. God damn it. There's like plants all over the middle of the fucking road. It's a good thing, because what that means is a dirt road just grows over anyway if you don't do anything with it. So this is a case where we need to do is, because we've got this slope right here coming down from Beltane, right? It's a steep slope, and always will be. And that should be cement, concrete. And then all the water that comes down here that we channel down into here, we can actually make it so this intersection is a little bit wider, and so you kind of go on humps to get out. So we keep the water from going down this road here or that one over there. So we'll dump it into this, and that's a big bowl down there, and that's a great place for gardens and stuff. I mean, this is just an amazing spot. It's grown over so much you can't really see it right now, but This has a view to the north, and you can see some hills way over there. They're not spectacular, but they're pretty. I like to see things in the distance. I think most people do. Obviously, views of the lake are neat, but you know, after you've seen the lake enough, like for enough years, I think that having just other beautiful views is a really good idea. This is so nice in here. This road needs major work to get cleared out. This, I think, is the old road that went down that way. I can't remember anymore. There used to be the road used to go straight off of here. It was a stupid design. It's fine, you know, people do what they got to do. But you couldn't get up it if it was moist at all, at least in my vehicle. I don't have a four-wheel drive, and I'm exactly the kind of guy that should have one, because I've had my van stuck a great many times. God damn. So part of the work I need around here is actually, I mean, people always think they offer help, but they have weird ideas. I think I need to make a to-do list of everything that needs to be done around here to maintain the space and to improve the space. And then people can actually know exactly what they're signing on for, because a lot of people, I think, have very unrealistic visions of what kind of work they're able to do for how long and how much value that might have to me. Because it costs me a huge amount to have people here. And I keep getting applications from people that offer like nothing a day. I would if I had them here, it would be the cheapest place in the whole world you could ever go, almost. And they expect a hell of a lot. And they're judgmental, arrogant, which I'm, you know, if you can back it up, I'm sympathetic to. I often come across as arrogant. That's pretty normal for me. So this is the Dimple down in here. It's gone through a variety of stages of development biologically. It used to just be all pine forest. Now it's much more mixed, and I need to do things to improve access to it, and that's from both these roads. But you know, we're just working on things. I think even a stairway going down into here, I don't know where, maybe where that guy drove in. You know, a guy drove down there with his big truck, because we had to kill some pine beetle plagued trees, which we're really on top of now. I think I have 4 or 5. I haven't seen them. I can't actually get to that spot. The trails are all, the roads are grown over. I can't even walk there, I don't think. I can try it, but I don't believe it's possible. I want trails on contour all across this slope. It's the most exciting steep slope in the entire property, except maybe there's some other spots a little bit. A lot of work that needs to be done in here is machete work, and the main thing is keep the roads clear. Everything else can grow over. That's actually kind of the plan. But we got to keep these roads free. This is cool. A pine tree has fallen over into an oak tree and is trapped there, and it's just going to be like woodpecker housing. That's fantastic. I actually like that, because the oak won't let the pine fall down. That's the problem with pines as housing for woodpeckers, is that they tend to fall over after, you know, some years, because the base is too moist. God, it's hard to walk in here. All on this side, all this needs to get weed whacked. These are not useful plants. They are annoying plants. And anything that's in the way of a vehicle, or it would hit someone in the head if they were walking here, needs to get cut out. It's just a few branches. You know, up there, there's like 6, 8 branches you want to cut. And then you're getting into better access down at the Dimple down here. And the best access is actually by a big, huge oak tree. It's a live oak, and that's okay. You know, I don't have a huge thing against live oaks if they're impressive in some way. This is a beautiful tree. It has multiple trunks, and it's excellent. So this is an obvious spot to begin an entry into the Dimple and rediscover what the heck is down in there, because I put gardens in there before. After the pine beetle plague, that was the first time we cut trees a lot. And then we put gardens in for a couple years, and they produced quite well. There's a lot of moisture that comes off of the hill here. And if I work to improve the dirt down here, I can probably make this one of the more productive garden areas. And also, as always, I want to create some kind of RV-sized camping spots, small van RVs or something. There's so much cool land right in here that has really nice slope. This one slopes to the southeast. That's kind of neat. I don't have a ton of places like that. I got another place like that. And there's like gopher holes in the middle of the trail here. That's a hazard. Someone could trip and they could sprain their ankle. That would suck. I got to redo all the trails in here. I think I'll take this tire track. One cool thing about a vehicle coming in through a forest area, just very carefully, I mean this is all full of trees right where they went, is actually that it's kind of cool looking. It squishes a bunch of trees, which sounds mean, but it deforms them into weird shapes. Not always, like these two look perfectly normal, even though they got run over. This oak, however, got bent way over. This bush thing got bent way over. This time I'm smarter. I'm going uphill through here to check it out. That's way better. And I think this is a good place potentially for a trail, although maybe it isn't. No, I really want those on contour trails first before we decide where the up and downhill ones are. I mean, this one's kind of obvious, but I want to zigzag it. I want to zigzag all across here, but I have to have contour first. That's so important. And we can use stakes to stake those out maybe. But I don't like the steep slopes at all. Like right now I'm going up a slope that is not comfortable. And so what I'm thinking is make contours and then to figure out, God damn it, here's a bromeliad laying on the ground. It got squished. This is a tragedy. This is why I should have a day pack on too. I gotta figure out what to plant up here. I had some stuff planted at the top of this area. It was pretty cool, actually. Real nice. Damn. There might even be some pocket views up in here somewhere. But it's gorgeous in any case. I think that priority one up here at this point is to figure out where we can make a flat spot. Like right up in there. I'm not sure where. Maybe two. And the roads really affect that. I don't want to make the flat spots and then try and retrofit the roads into it. I want the whole design figured out ahead of time. Otherwise, we're just asking for trouble. Damn. I hope there's an easy way to get up this hill. This is called Zig Zag. It's kind of a ridge. And it's a really interesting location. I think I want to plant it with lots of magueys. And, well, everything really. A lot of times I don't even need to think about what's smart to plant. I have my menu of options of things I have seeds for and things I know how to germinate or something. It would be good to plant some hawthorns around here too. I think that'd be a really wise idea, like the best hawthorn seeds we can find. That's teocote, manzanillo, stuff like that. The yellow fruit, but you can graft onto it. So if we plant all these slopes with as many of those as we can at the right time of year, that'd be stellar. Here is an old camp chair. I remember this. This is a nice slope in here. It's really sweet. There's a flat spot up there that we made. I don't know where the old trail even is. But going way straight up like this, I mean, there can be zigzags, and we can figure out where there can be big public stairways also that go up this entire slope that connect with sitting areas, that connect with roofed areas. I'm thinking like stonework stairs, you know? But all that stuff is way in the future. The design can happen now, and the envisioning of it. There's some gardens over in there that I can't get to because they're grown over. Where's that trail at? Damn. It's a little hot in the day for doing this. It's only probably about 11 or maybe it's 12 by now, but I don't have any water either. At least I drank some earlier. This used to be a trail through here. I wonder if it still is. Nope, there's a flat spot there. But oh yeah, this is really sweet in here. Here's another flat spot we dug, and here's some vines we put in there. Those are doing so well. We should be able to reproduce that all over this slope with direct in-ground cuttings. That is my prediction. There's an ash tree growing over there. That's cool. Nice to see. Capulina in here. This is pretty sweet. Right now it's a big mess. And it totally needs trails. This is probably the kind of case where I should have a pair of boots, but I'm pretty used to sandals. I'm a careful guy. I say just before I fall on my ass in a bunch of sticks and shit. God damn, get the fuck off me. All right. Well, the trail used to go that way, but I can't find it. So I've ended up here at the colored gate. Well, I know how to design zigzag, I just got to get to it. How to design the access. And I'll lay out the roads first, and then consider what flat areas there should be above, below any spot in the road, and how many flat places I can make. And see if I want some small huts in there, or if I want you know, a larger building, which I really like the idea of that. But the way we built the sauna was actually pretty good, because it was all natural materials, earth roof. It's lasted for years. It's low maintenance. It's cute, and it could be made much cuter. We can make ones that are partly right angles and partly rounded, and we can put better windows in them so that people can see outside better. Set them up so that the first day sun rays come in through into the building. Set them up for good ventilation. Little monk huts. And so if they're all natural, then the sprawl isn't as bad. That's what I'm thinking. And there's just a different magical feeling to having your own hut. And, within shouting distance of another hut. And I think we could figure out how to build those. I've got a lot of architecture books. I've got lots of types of slope. I've got a lot of sites. And by designing the building very much specific for the exact site, we can take advantages of how energy flows in that space, and I mean the sun, the slope, the water underneath the earth itself, all systems that feed it, anything that goes output from it. And one of my hesitations with the little huts is that, well, I don't want to accidentally put them somewhere that later on I want to use for something else. And so I really want to understand the entire design of where every road here would ever go and where every building would ever go. And really think about the entire place as holistically as I can, even considering neighboring lands as well, of like, how do they work? Look, I'll take this cool bromeliad I found, right? Found this cool bromeliad. It was squished down there. I'm going to dump it in the dog water for a little bit because it's very dried out. It may die. And I'm going to put it in somewhere around here that I can see it all the time. In fact, I would like to plant this area in here with orchids and vines and anything I can in this area, really. But the bromeliads would be a great addition to that as well. Should get some air plants in here as well. Well, that was a fun walk. Thanks for going with me. Hey, look, some babies came by. Hi, babies. How are you? There's a place in Xochimilco in the south part of Mexico City. I've never been there, but they have great nurseries for plants, buying plants. So I want to go there and I want to get some plants. But they also have an island of dolls. I need to look that up, and I need to see pictures of it, and I want to see how it's done, and then I want to consider how I want to do it. Like these little dolls are naked. That's a little weird, but I don't want to be making clothes for dolls all the time. And I guess I just accept that they grow over and moss grows on them and stuff like that. What do you think of that? She just growled at the little baby dolls. The other thing is I don't want to put it in a main thoroughfare. I want to put it in a special location. And I'm not sure where. I've got a few places chosen, and I think a barranca or a place down deep down is way cooler. It's way better location. I have thought a lot about mazes and labyrinths and things like that. Hey, will you stop growling at those dolls? They're fucking dolls, okay? Here, come over here. Don't be aggressive. They're dolls. Not only is it bad to growl at babies, but it's even weirder to growl at fake babies. Look, it's coming to get you. Look, here it comes. Here it comes. It's going to get you. It's a very scary doll. That's mean. Oh well. She's growing up and learning shit. One of the things she learns is that, I mess around with things a little bit. I didn't want to touch those dolls. I got them in the garbage. I asked. There was garbage on the street in front of a nice lady's house. And anyway, so I'm going to figure out how to put those up. Oh man, everything is so dirty here. Get some water. So I'm up at the View today. That's where I was earlier. And I'm picking up stuff and putting in the van. Finding stuff that isn't where it should be, you know. Not that dirty. Yeah, what I could call that place is the Uncanny Valley. I'm going to call it that. And I know where it goes. It goes in a place that we previously named Morada, purple, and that was simply because we had no name for it. Now we'll have a name for it. Valle de las Muñecas, Valley of the Dolls. Now, isn't that a book? Isn't that about, I don't know, socialite women or something? I forget. We could also call it the Uncanny Valley, and I should learn what that is in Spanish. Because the dolls don't look human, but they try to, and that makes them creepy. They're in the uncanny valley of not being fake enough so it's cute, not being real enough so it's real, but disturbingly in between. You may or may not know what I'm talking about, but it's actually a thing you can look up. Uncanny Valley. There's probably a Wikipedia page on it. If you hit Spanish, then we'll both learn. What that is in Spanish. Oh, I wish I had a beer. It is hot out there. This is the time of day, like this time of year, I think that I should support people getting up really early and working with portable lights. I think I should have battery powered things we can carry to a location. Don't smoke, by the way. It's against the rules to smoke here. I have not been following those rules, unfortunately. I finally feel like I know about almost every area of the forest and what the long-term plan is and why. There's huge bunches of it that are just, well, all of it's just continuing to grow, which is great. But there are huge portions that are just doing whatever they do. The far side's an example. Why is there a white oak right there? I think I would leave that one there. It looks pretty good. I think there's another small one I would get rid of. This is just shaping up beautifully. I think it's time to make some real big decisions about, well, I know what the decision is. I got to cut a trail through there and then maintain it. I got to really make some decisions about where that goes. And what I want is just enough wiggle in the trail so that you can't see very far down it, but not much more. Why? I want that wiggle because it's inherently more magical because you don't know what's around the bend. But if it's too wiggly, then you're using up land in a different way, and I may not like that. Also, I've got my ring of cedars here, my cedar dome I'm making, growing. It's pretty big, actually. I'm very pleased with the size. I don't like it when things are made too small. So I almost wonder with willow if we could do the same thing and really grow big willow trees that then we're continually trimming and sculpting. And perhaps even do that right around this. I mean, once I get enough willow, I believe we should become like crazy for reproduction of tons of willow. And for now, I think we need to weed whack it again. And there's a few spots but we're slowly ending up with something good. Let me get rid of that. I only want 2 entries into the dome. And I want those to be really well grown. And there's even a ton of them we're growing over here. Sometimes the cedars we put in die, but we're also growing a lot more of them from seed that we do water a little bit, so we'll have thousands more to work with. And those make great hedges. They're not in and of themselves the most interesting plant to me, but I have it. You know, it grows around here and I can use it, so. Yeah, this is tough spots to figure out. All these trees need to get topped again. Not all of them. These ones in here, definitely. These are white oaks and they'll just keep getting bigger and I don't like them. That's enough reason right there. And they're surrounded by black oaks. I want to plant a lot more bananas in here. We've got our first one over there. There's only one right now. I want the holes on them to be dug super big, and I want them to get fertilizer. And that's just to get them established. And really, they don't live forever. It's essentially a huge potted plant. It grows, it flowers, it dies. I want it to grow faster, stronger, better, healthier, and produce more flowers for me. That's what I want. I want this to be just other places as well, but a massive production of banana seeds out of these bananas. They're supposedly medicinal. Who knows? Back in here, the plan is to have a plaza. And I think it's just a matter of getting a lot of people in here, cleaning up a few spaces. Well, there's many hundreds of hours of work here for a small team. But I think it's worth it. It's an exciting area. Yeah, this whole area in general is called a mesa. And many people have stayed up here, and it's great for camping. As far as RV camping goes, this is my easiest place to make a lot of spots. And I think that's what I should do immediately. I've got some now, but they're not really chosen and designed well. And next to every RV spot, depends on which one. Actually, they shall be different. But I should commonly want to have a porch that you can pull your vehicle up next to. And that porch acts as an extension to your awning, or is something, whatever. But it's a place to sit. It has some, chairs or benches. Maybe it's dug into slope and has some places built in that way. And it should have fairly close access to a composting toilet. Now I realize a lot of RVs have already solved their waste problem, but I can lighten their load really easily simply by having composting toilets that don't hurt me at all to provide. So I think that's worth it. Well, I think that's it for that walk. 33 minutes. See you later.